Hi, I'm Jess,
And I'm Amy.
and we are Young Advisors, capturing the voices of children and young people across Liverpool on behalf of Liverpool Safeguarding Children Partnership. As you know, all children are to return to school on Monday, the 8th of March 2021.
Some of you may not realise, but schools have remained open throughout lockdown for children who are vulnerable, with special education needs or children of key workers. But from this Monday, all children are to return to school.
This may be worrying for some of you, and some children may feel anxious about it. So we are lucky enough today to speak to Chris Price, the Education COVID lead for Liverpool, and ask him some questions that young people and parents or carers have raised that they are concerned about, and hopefully after our chat today, some of these worries or fears will be reduced. Some students are worried about large class sizes. What measures are in place to reduce the risk of transmission during lessons?
Okay, so the primary measure is to try and keep the virus out of it in the first instance. So if we're able to keep the virus out of the classroom, then that reduces the chance of any infection to zero. Now, we know that this may not be the case in all situations, so the testing is in place to try and support that in the first instance. And schools are being asked to make sure that anyone who's symptomatic doesn't come into school and is advised to go for a test. They go for a test and the test comes back negative, then we know they haven't got the virus. If it comes back positive, then they will stay in isolation. If they decide that they don't want to be tested, then that individual, the symptomatic individual, would then be having to isolate for 10 days in line with the government guidance. In addition to that, as I alluded to before, you've got the ventilation, and the turnover of air is going to be really important. And as we come into the spring and come into the summer, the expectation is that there'll be windows open, fresh air. In rooms where there aren't windows, there'll be mechanical ventilation, which will allow a turnover of air in those different classrooms. And then, addition to that, we've got the basics of good hand hygiene and respiratory, catching the sneezes. And then we've also looking at additional cleaning and regular cleaning within the classrooms to try and minimise, if the virus does get in there, the chances of being infected by it.
Okay, thank you, Chris. That has been really helpful, and hopefully the information you've shared with us today will help ease the anxieties that pupils, parents and carers feel about returning to school on Monday.
We have all had a lot of time away from school, which not only impacts our education, but our mental health, social skills and friendships. So much happens during the day in school that we have always taken for granted. Just remember, everybody returning to school on Monday is in the same place or similar position. We have all gone through COVID lockdown together, and we can all support one another when we return. Thank you for watching.